Cambridge for Thomas. Step back elbow, Jay, high, Archer. 26 and 7 this year. Off the bounce pass, Thomas nearly the steal. Lemila, chance for three. Standing defender who has stuck with this Howard program. Now a senior out of Woodbury, New Jersey. Off the bounce again, the elbow jumper. That's the sweet to see some upsets. Coach, that's how these tournaments work. You get stability day one, chaos day two. Top of the key, Thomas now.
Yeah.
One more free throw for Cambridge, 60% at the so many different ways.
Well, I like how Kennedy has bought into her being the defensive stopper for Ohio State. Not a lot of opportunities.
Hennigan was ready to shoot, instead drives off the glass, gets it back. No whistle, it'll stay on this end out of bounds. Kevin McGuff wants. We'll work it inside out. Kennedy, Cambridge, that's a three. Those early game jitters were not a part of the game plan.
Well, you have to know they're going to be there. So you have to give your team 6 or 7 possessions to kind of work their way.
Against the zone, Cambridge, the crossover. And poked away. The whistle was there. Go. Howard has been very crisp in its early approach. Here's Thomas. Thomas also Kentucky transfer. Miak.
She's quicker than Kylie Kitts is, so off the bounce was a really good move by her.
Jelani Cambridge, the runner, high off the glass, no. Rebounded by
and then came back and beat Fairfield. That was quite a task right there.
Cambridge on the way. Out of bounds, off to the right.
Impressed with right now with Howard. They've been very confident. They've come in here just playing with no fear because they've handled this Ohio State press that has given coming into the game, because this press is daunting.
Stewart now with 4. And the held possession, the possession arrow favors Howard. Those mistakes by the opposition.
You know, the other thing that press does, it wears teams out because you're constantly having to go against it. Now here you go. You got to see it again.
Made a living, that mid-range jump shot. Selah Hemingway, good look to Thomas. Inside and a chance for 3. What a start for the MEAC Player of the Year. Eliminated in the second round a year ago by Tennessee. 2 years ago here in this arena by Duke.
By the wing off of Chance Gray.
Edwards rejected by Cambridge.
Look, now that open court play has to start coming into play for Ohio State. Just like that. Boy, Jelani Cambridge just gets it down. Nice little flow.
One more free throw coming. Every NCAA Women's Championship game. Front, under 2 to go in the first. When you want to have a chance to pull an upset, you have to start somewhere. It's been a nice start for Howard. And
40% from the 3. Cannot leave her open.
Wide open is Hemingway. Comes up short, poked out of bounds. Martin outside to Watson. Off the back iron, a fresh 20. Gray again connects. Seconds of this first quarter. Gray again wide open. And Moreno clears.
That was.
And Moreno now 3 of 3 at the line. Well, we did not see a single upset. An interesting start here. One possession game at the end of the first. Cambridge gets it back. Look out. Full head of steam. Off glass.
That's that strong finish.
I'm so glad you could join us. Game 1, day 2. Here the women's NCAA tournament. Open 3 from the corner. First quarter. 2 rebounds and 2 blocks. Watson top of the key. Off the Hezzy. And an offensive. 5-point game started second quarter. Inside Hemingway, no. And a foul on Thomas. Damon Fairfield, our second game today on ESPN at approximately 2 Eastern. Great cut and finish. Left-handed delivery from Cambridge.
Backdoor cut. You have to have a post player who can make the pass.
Chaos ensues. Kennedy, Cambridge on the reverse.
Offensively, and then turning that.
Another turnover. Cambridge ahead of the pack. Jelani with 8.
Grace trusts her team to figure it out.
Press beater. And Hennigan swatted the last 5.5 minutes. Off another turnover. Kennedy Cambridge, no. And Kylie Kitts was hammered. 5 steals already for Ohio State. Howard with 4 straight turnovers. And Kitts at 79% at 12.
Do you think people are watching Kylie Kitts play and think about Chloe Kitts?
Kendrick will walk it up. He'll beat the pressure. Until now, the steal by Watson. The story in this first half.
A little bit of mistakes. You cannot afford to get caught in corners where you're very trappable.
To answer your question, yes. Cambridge is short and hit it. It's a factor in their practice sessions leading into this first game in Columbus. And Kitts on the pass for victories in Big Ten play. Howard in search of its first points of this second quarter. Thomas.
Her future is incredibly bright. It's already bright right now.
Certainly. Spin and a foul. Edwards will shoot 2.
So to be able to play with a sibling, no doubt about it.
Basketball family are the Cambridges. Kitts top of the key. 32%.
I feel like Howard's panicking a little bit on the offensive end and taking some shots that aren't quite there.
High pass to Kitts. And the second game here in Columbus. And a turnover. Tiana Todd, the Boston College transfer. Just over 3 minutes remaining in our first half. Another turnover. The steal by Cambridge. Lays it in. Now in double figures. Jelani.
Their half-court defense comes along.
Cambridge surveys. The crossover. The step back. Off the hesitation.
This is not even fair. Move. She's probably done that move 500,000 times in her lifetime.
Her third steal in the first half. Free throw line. Yes. 14 on the board.
You know, there's no Cambridge on the floor right now. Makes the team look a little bit different, but not a chance. Gray off the bounce.
2-4 advantage. That size advantage working to Ohio State's favor. Swatted out of bounds. Limila.
Had an opportunity to go in.
Gray with the Euro, no. A 12-second differential between the clocks. Hennigan the other way. Stop and pop. And a second differential between game and shot clock. Gray launching another 3.
Cambridge wasn't the one running the show, and there weren't good outcomes. She's got to get herself back up to the top of the key, get the ball in her hand, and run her team. Not how you want to start a second half.
Kevin McGuff would respectfully disagree with the call of the foul. City Willis, Kaz Beverly. The officials always have something nice to say to you, it seems like.
I'm happy to see them over there.
That's correct. From one Cambridge to another, outside to Gray. That's better spot. Over 1,500 points in her career. First of 2 for Hennigan. Honorable 3 put up against UCLA. You see 11 so far this afternoon.
Well, that had to be a great confidence booster for her. Yes, but should have been caught.
I like it. Thomas off the bounce, forces the contact, and a couple of free throws coming.
Hey, that was good defense by Jelani Cambridge right there, not letting.
Thomas wants to take Kylie Kitts. Called for the clear out. No. Tyson only lost 1 game in the MEAC this year. Finished 13-1 in conference play. Miller against Kitts again. The pump fake. And a late. That's the job.
That's the job part.
Is that the job part? Yeah.
That's the job part.
Lead down to 21. The jump stop. And the pass. It's Watson. That's a 3. Off the miss. Cambridge. Full steam ahead. Euro. Up and in. Here comes Jelani Cambridge. Won an NCAA tournament game just 4 years ago against Incarnate Word in the first 4. Thomas went high off the glass. Miller collects and finishes. Three-pointer, no. Kennedy Cambridge. One sister to the next via the rebound. Stewart from 17. Well, the mid-range has been there for Zoe Stewart. She's Ohio State also shooting 51% from the floor. Inside to Kitts. And close up. Was fouled by Zoe Stewart. First tournament as well for Tiana Todd, who grabbed that rebound in the corner three. Drilled by Martin.
You see Brent Martin come on.
Yesterday, what about on this Saturday? What upsets potentially could be out there? Pump fake by Thomas. She'll somehow get it back. Try to establish position in the low post. Can't do it. Thomas picked up by Todd. The spin. And a chance for three. Two. One more chance for Howard at the end of the third. Stewart comes up short.
She's bringing in the mid-major team here to compete against Notre Dame, who's really coming on strong at the end of this season. So it's going to be a really good game.
And that road win at Louisville, final day of the regular season, seemed to be a nice barometer and a litmus test on the Fighting Irish's improvement this season. How did that go?
Yeah, she's good. She's really, really good. And in real time, she's really fast.
Stewart off the bounce, and so above her season average as the leading rebounder for the Buckeyes. Now Thomas picked up by Cambridge. Good matchup here. Spin in the finish. 15 on the board. In game. And I'm sure, Coach, there was a nice NIL deal in play there.
Player is going to do their best to try to sell a shot, a foul like that.
Well, Ava Watson did a great job there.
I think she did.
Cambridge inside. Massive jump stop. Looking for the assist. Buckeyes get it back in a fresh 20. Here's Chance Gray. Will go inside.
I just like wanting to jump out of my seat right here. Some of the best women's basketball players we've ever had at one point in time in the history of our job, developing her into a player that just creates havoc on the floor.
Miller, the up and under, and Hennigan. Mariella Hennigan.
Players seem to leave and go play at a little bit higher level, but hopefully she stays for Ty Grace.
She's got 12. The Euro make it 14. Now it's Martin. Hobbs.
Point, and you have to have that scout ready and on point so you're not wasting any time, because players' minds can wander.
Here for Howard. Let us make sure that we remind our viewers of that. Just one loss in conference play, and they found a way to make it the first 10 minutes, a one-possession game at the very end for the pressure and the athleticism of Ohio State took over. Kendrick back-to-back.
Represented Howard extremely well.
Buckeyes get it done. Our final score 75-54. And awaiting the winner of Fairfield at a 2 o'clock Eastern time tip on ESPN.